everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about makeup that did not work for me in 2022. So I'm not going to say worst makeup of 2022 because I feel like saying the worst makeup might be a little bit dramatic for someone like me, even though a lot of YouTubers obviously call them like the worst makeup of that year. But I feel like the products that I'm going to talk about have very small benefits to them, or some of them have obviously no benefit at all, and I will mention why. I have quite a few products, so I'm not gonna kind of like hold back on some of these things. There's stuff that I have thrown away and honestly didn't like, and that's why they're not here to defend themselves. I don't have them with me to actually kind of like test them out right in front of you. But I feel like I have a couple of products that maybe some will agree with me, some might not agree with me. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is a primer. So the first thing is the P. Louise hydrating primer. So I mentioned this in one of my videos or future videos, I don't know when it's coming up, but I did like a full face of P. Louise, which is what I'm kind of wearing right now. I didn't have the primer with me because I threw it away, but I did use it all up. So one thing I wasn't kind of too sure about, I was like, well, I'm not going to throw it away because I did spend, I think it was like 13-14 pounds on it maybe, and I wanted to see if I could use it in all ways possible, in the sense of different foundations and different base products, but it honestly did nothing for me, and I felt like there wasn't a lot in the packet anyway, or in the tube, to kind of justify. The tube was a decent size, like I'm pretty sure it was like this big. Most of it was probably packaging, because her packaging is always amazing, but that doesn't mean that there's always a lot of product. So when I did test it out, it wasn't that hydrating for me. It didn't really do much for my foundation. I just felt like it was, yeah, wasn't really great. And you know, trying so many different primers this year, I felt like that one just did not do it for me. So the next product that I don't have with me, I have my little notes here, is the Elf Camo Powder Foundation. So I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed this foundation this year, and I have never tried prior to this one powder foundation. So for someone like me who has very dry and oily, very combination and sensitive skin, this made my skin look like absolute garbage. And if I find any pictures, I'll put up with how I look like, but I look like I had baking powder just like thrown on my face. I can say that I probably picked up the wrong shade, but I mean, picking up the wrong shade doesn't really talk about like what the kind of formula is, and I honestly was quite disappointed with it because I love Elf. They are a great brand. I think they've grown so much over the years in terms of products. Eyeshadows are fantastic, and a lot of their products I really enjoy, and I felt like that powder foundation really let me down personally, because I don't know if it was just something because of my skin, or just the powder itself just was not great. So that definitely I got rid of. And although I did do a couple of videos where in the beginning I did quite enjoy it, but I think after more and more that I used it, it just made me look so cakey, and then it made me look like I was part of the Sahara Desert. So I think it might have been a combination of different times that I used it. I know that those are two different kind of looks, like looking really cakey, but then looking like, you know, I've just had baking powder thrown all over me. But I felt like as much that I put on, it just kind of cracked, and it really showed off my imperfections, which I have a lot of because of my skin anyway. So a lot of my dry parts were overemphasized, and of course that's the last thing that I want to do. So I unfortunately had to get rid of that one. Next foundation I didn't really like was the Revolution IRL foundation. So that everyone was raving about that foundation, and I do like Revolution products. Like, some of them are very hit and miss. Some of their products I did enjoy this year, especially like their Beetlejuice collection and a couple of other products here and there. But when I tried that foundation in the beginning, I thought it was pretty decent, and the more that I tried it, it made me very dry. So of course, going back to the previous foundation, I just felt like it didn't give me much benefit. It just made me look worse than I wanted to look. And I had seen so many adverts and so many reviews, and I was like, okay, let's pick it up. And I felt like it was too heavy for me, so I did get rid of it. It was a big bottle as well, so I was kind of a bit sad that I had to part ways with it, because I mean it was like what, 10-12 pounds, which again, not the cheapest in this recession, but I just felt like it needed to be less heavy for someone like me. But again, there's so many foundations out there that I can try, but that one I wish was a bit different. So we're going to kind of go on to another product that I don't have with me, and it's another Revolution product and it's their cheeky blush shot. So I have mentioned previously that I really dislike it, and it just does not give me any product when I like the packaging. So when you dip in the dough foot and you pick up any product, it was not giving me any product. And even when I tried it on, it just was so patchy and it did not catch onto my skin, and I felt like it was such a big letdown because I was so intrigued with how it looked, and I felt like it was more of a gimmicky product as opposed to actually a really good blush. And that goes the same with some of their other kind of liquid blushes that I've mentioned like previously before, like I think it was like the Revolution Pro one that gave me like absolutely no product, and it just didn't really go on my skin very nicely. I think with some Revolution blushes, they just do not work for me. There is one, I think it's like the Super Blush or something like that. Those are fantastic. They work really nice on my skin, but I just feel like those ones did not do anything for me. So now I actually have products in front of me that I can show you guys as opposed to just showing a picture. So the first thing I want to talk about is a primer. So this is the Essence Redness Reduce Primer. This doesn't reduce any redness, this doesn't cover any of my redness. So I have the Clinique version of it, which is amazing. I know Clinique is quite a high-end brand, and they have a lot of like proper chemists working for them, because the whole point for them is good skincare for those who have very combination skin and very like chemist-esque makeup. So I love them for that, but again, their prices are very high. But I love Essence, and this did not work for me. It does not do anything, even like using a copious amount, and I try not to use too much product on my face because I know that it will just not work. But even when like I've put it on, I know my hand is probably is not red at all, but I just feel like it did not work for me. And it was like £4, I believe. And Essence for me are very hit and miss as well. A lot of their products I love because of how affordable they are, and I love Catrice makeup as well, like the little sister brand, but this just is a no. It's a no. So now let's go on to some products from number 17. So Boots came out with another, like I think they revitalized their brand this year for 17, and the first product that I have is their foundation. This makes my skin look absolutely horrible. Like I used this for work a couple of days ago, and I know that I work in a very kind of like warm environment, and I'm running around all day and kind of like blah blah blah. But even with the right type of primer, this does not look good on my skin. And I know that all their products are under £5, I believe. So this was probably around £5, and not to say that because it's cheap it's shit, because a lot of their products are still pretty good. It's just this does not look very good on me. So this is the Second Skin Enhancing Foundation in the shade 2N, and I think it is quite a decent shade match, and they do have an interesting like array of shades, because I'm not saying that it's an amazing shade range, but it's not bad. But I just feel like the formula is pretty pants and I will probably just keep it just to kind of use it up. I know the fact that it was only a £5, but if I'm doing certain looks that I am, for example, just doing a look on my eyes and I just need an everyday foundation to just complete a look, I'll probably use something like this, even though it might look a bit pants but it's not the main look in a video essentially. So this was a bit disappointing. But then the other product part of the number 17 is their blush, and I again, it's a cream blush, and this is very reminiscent of the Revolution ones, and it looks like the Laura Mercier ones, but obviously, I mean, I've not tried Laura Mercier before, like with their blushes or just really any of their products, but I'm just taking the smallest amount, and I'll show you that when I blend it, it does not really come out very nicely. It's very patchy. It's kind of just makes me look bruised. I mean, I have a massive bruise here anyway, but looking at this kind of bruise, I don't know why it just looks really weird and a little bit horrible. I think it cost like £4.50 or something, and I know sometimes with Boots, if you have like a member card, you can get some money off and things, but I just wanted to really try this because again, it's a cream blush and it's in a very affordable brand, but again, that doesn't mean it's just going to be good or that it's going to be rubbish, if that makes any sense. So I was quite disappointed with this, and you know, again, it's not the end of the world with any of these products, but I just felt like this was a little bit sad. The highlighter was quite nice, but this is a no from me. So talking of P. Louise previously, and I mentioned this in the makeup look that I do in this video, this just does not vibe with me at all, and I'm very sad because again, it's a cream blush, and liquid blush, they are like my favorite thing of this year, and I did try on some and it doesn't look like I've got any on. I know the highlighter is like blinding, but when it talking about the blush, it doesn't do anything for me, and I really don't like this sponge applicator. And I know recently on TikTok it's been going, well, recently when I'm filming this, the trend could be over by now, but I know Nikki Tutorials and Michaela were trying out this trend where you squeeze all the blush and you just put it on everywhere. I hate stuff like that. It's such wasteful on a product, but I don't know, I don't really like it, and I don't know if it's worth trying another shade for me, because this is in Bon Bon Baby and it's baby pink, and I do not like this color at all. But I got this, I think I got this part of maybe a budget box or a mystery box or something, and I don't like the shade. It's too pink for me, and that doesn't say that the formula will be good if I try another shade, but I feel like maybe if I do try another shade, it might be something different. I don't know. Even when I took off the sponge, because with this, I do like the idea that you can take off the sponge and put it on the back of your hand or put it on a palette or something, because obviously if you are a makeup artist and you don't want to use the applicator on someone's face, you can just take it off to squeeze the product on, which is fantastic. It's just getting this back on, which is a pain, but I don't know, it's one of my least favourite products of P. Louise this year, and you know, not every brand for me will get it right, because that's just the way it goes, but this is a bit sad. But next we're going to go on to eyeliner. This is so random, it's like the only eyeliner. This is the Essence Lash Princess liner, and I got recommended this by a YouTuber that I watch, Andrea, but she also put this in her worst products of the year, because this is just really shit. Like, I tried to put it on just now before I started filming, and I put on half of it and then it wouldn't come out. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just like, I've only used this like once, and the product is just not coming out at all. I'm very annoyed because even though it cost me, I think maybe £3 or £4, it's still like, it's an eyeliner, because why is it shit? That's what I don't understand. Like, it's so simple. I know a lot of eyeliners have issues, like if it catches on a shimmer or anything, it will just stop, and that is obviously not what people want in an eyeliner. And I really like the mascara for the Lash Princess, but this liner, I was like, this is absolutely rubbish, so I do not recommend this, because you won't get any product out of it. So I'm going to go on to eyes, and I'm really sad to talk about this, but I just obviously am so honest, and I just need to tell you guys what doesn't work for me, but it could work for someone else. Made by Mitchell has blown up this year. Like, his TikTok is absolutely insane, and I'm buying stuff left, right and centre. But what didn't work for me this year was his eyeshadows, and these, yeah, cream eyeshadows, these always separate on me literally minutes within me using it. I don't know what it is. I've tried so many different ways to get this to work on me. I did do a video like swatching them and eye swatching them, which I really enjoy doing. So hopefully in the future I might do more videos like that. But every time I try this, they just do not work on my eyes. I used without anything, with a matte powder, or even with like my Urban Decay potion. They never work for me. They always separate. They make my eyes look so horrible, and when I'm at work I'm like standing at a mirror just trying to get everything back into place. And although the shades are absolutely stunning, like they are so pigmented, they are absolutely gorgeous and glowy, just the formula doesn't work for me. I don't know if anyone has tried these in a different way than I have mentioned, but please let me know. I've even used adding some translucent setting powder on my eyes to make sure that they do not budge, and they don't work. I don't know if it's because my eyelids are very oily, but when I use the Urban Decay potion, it never budges anything. Any shadow that I use for like even 12 hours, it does not budge. So I am really sad that these do not work. I might try and use them for eyeliners maybe in the future if they'll kind of work on that aspect, but I was just a bit sad that they don't work, because I mean I got the bundle. I think I got 5 for £12, which was an amazing bargain, because I think even one of them are like £12. I don't know if they're on his shop anymore. I would definitely check, but I just don't feel like these worked for me. So next we're going to talk about another eye products, and this is not from this year, but I picked them up this year, but I absolutely hate them. And it's the liquid eyeshadow by Be Perfect and the Stacey Marie, I think it's like part of the Antidote collection. Now I mentioned that the eyeshadow palette is my favorite eyeshadow palette of this year, which I still stand by. It's one of the most amazing eyeshadow palettes, but these liquid eyeshadows are really bad. They always separate, so they're a little bit similar to this, but they separate. They're so patchy no matter how I put them on, straight from the doe foot or with a brush or anything like that. They are pants. And I've got about 3 shades and they all do the same thing. Obviously they're probably the same formula but with different shades. I was very disappointed with these because they just crack and they look horrible. And I did get them for, I think I got them for like £3 when they were like 70% off or something. But this formula is not very good, and it's a bit sad because the eyeshadow palette is amazing. These are shit. And now there's one more product. I know this is a recent product that I got, and I know that it's cheap, cheerful, and it's meant to be like a dupe, another product, but this is the Technic Wake Up and Hydrate Setting Mist, Setting Spray, whatever. This smells so bad. The spray is like non-existent, so when I spray it, you barely, it just goes like this, and most setting sprays go like this. This goes like this, and oh yeah. when I spray it, I literally cannot breathe because it smells so bad that if I inhale it, I just feel like I can't breathe. It's so bad. I know this is probably me being dramatic, but I really think this is horrible, and I'm probably going to throw this away because I picked it up from the beauty outlet because I was like, oh my god, this looks like a dupe for the Milk one, and I thought, okay, let's pick it up and see what it's like, and it is fucking horrible. I haven't tried the Milk one yet, but this is so bad. I don't like it at all. So yeah, those were my products that did not work for me in 2022. Let me know if any of these are, you know, reminiscent of how you feel, or if you feel the opposite or anything like that. Again, if anyone has tried these, please let me know because I want to know how they worked for you, if I've done anything wrong or if I'm not doing it properly. I would love to know. I hope 2023 brings us better makeup. I mean, in my previous videos that I've done, my favorite makeup of 2022, I've had some amazing makeup that I've tried, and you know, I really hope that continues because makeup is such a big passion of mine, and I just love trying new things. But yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're well. Bye.